All right, welcome to the Sushi Forum, where we discuss this week's news, proposals, and developments in the sushi swap ecosystem. Accompanied by Tangle and Orion Muir, as always. Thanks for coming out, everyone. I am back from my 2 week vacation, mind reset, brain refuel, and I feel amazing. So thank you guys for coming out, and let's just hop right into some of the past week's news. Sorry if some of this stuff is out of order. I tried to put it in a order that made sense, but so we've got first off we had a P Steak airdrop for X Sushi holders. So if you hold any X Sushi and you have over the past week, or maybe I don't know exactly when they use their snapshot from, but it's
I
worth looking
believe
into.
September 2nd
September
is what I
2nd. Okay.
remember.
So yeah, just look up, P Stake Finance, look up their Medium, and you can find the details for that. I think they airdrop like 20% or it might not be 20%. I thought I saw 20% of the tokens to X Sushi, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool that you can get all these airdrops for just holding an X Sushi.
Does that count if you're in the bento box or Akashi, or does that not?
So, yeah, this is something I can also bring up. I don't think so, and I think this has actually affected me several times with um, probably I think just 2 different airdrops at this point, maybe 3, I can't remember. Where I had X Sushi in the bento box, but the way they use the snapshot, it doesn't read bento box balances, and by the time they actually do the airdrop, they can't change it retroactively. Um, so yeah, that's sort of a bummer for people who have it in the bento box. Something that might need to be uh, communicated to other teams in some way. Um, yeah, I don't know, but I have also had that happen to me.
I know just in regards to other airdropping that is going to be happening with X Sushi is we had Shapeshift on recently, and they definitely heard from the community that there was like the airdrop for the vanilla sushi, but for the X Sushi holders, and so many people are holding X Sushi and where it should have been to begin with, there was a bit of an oversight on their part. One of the proposals passed, and they're going to be airdropping Fox tokens to X Sushi holders as well. So that was kind of dropped on us last time during the Shapeshift AMA, and yeah, that's kind of another sweet little gift there for X Sushi holders. But again, they were, Bento Box, Ave, all these other places. They just, they were airdropping to so many different places that hard for them to reach all of the areas.
Yeah, it's definitely understandable. I mean, like even like with the sushi team trying to figure out how to do the vested sushi for all the different aggregator projects, even that took us like months. Um, so yeah, I can definitely understand like the level of complexity in trying to target every single different location of a token, or it could be can get pretty insane.
Not to mention, I mean, our governance, we've been struggling with that too. That took a while, and then spread chains, and now that's just like you have to pretty much surrender. um, yeah, kind of sucks as things branch out so much that there's like incentives for us to provide liquidity on Arbitrum, but then we miss out on so much. Kind of a lot of situations like that.
Yeah, and so I'm just gonna move on to Tangle.
I was just going to mention that anytime throughout this call, if you want to be on top of, or like be up here on stage, welcome to be up here all the time. This is an open forum. We just like using this format so we don't end up with hot mics, and we can at least send you back to the audience if there is some sort of hot mic issue. But anybody that wants to be up here anytime, come on up. Even if you just want to look cool and be up with everybody up here, do that too. We want to keep this open for everyone to be able to interact and engage with us. So please make sure you raise your hand. I'll keep my eye out, and we'll get you up here.
So I'm sure everybody's aware, but I'm still going to cover this. 0x Mackie has transitioned to an advisory role for Sushi. I'm just going to read out some of his statement. He said, "I've always strived for Sushi to be leaderless, with my role being contributor. I hope no one tries to put anyone on a pedestal to lead Sushi, and encourage decentralization as much as possible. There's a few things that are crucial to complete, like on-chain governance, referral program for the various products, Kashi and Trident, Sushi for orienting emission in a transparent manner, and so much more. Sushi ETH LP and X Sushi holders have one of the best DeFi team at their service and should make sure to leverage them as much as possible. I'd like to remain on the Treasury multisig, but if this isn't desired by the community, ready to take a step back there after a snapshot vote. The future of finance is bright." This is not Mackie's words, it's my words. "Future of finance is bright. Mackie is a lifelong resource, but his job for now is done. It's on the Sushi DAO to continue to decentralize, organize, and build the future we all want to live in. Just remember, we are all 0x Mackie." And I'm sure he'll still, he's still an advisor. He's still going to be around. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's going to disappear from us. He will always be somebody who is there to help.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be disappearing.
His little farewell tweets and stuff were like so nostalgic.
Oh yeah, those were great.
It got me all emotional from the get-go of the announcement. But yeah,
Mackie's great. I think we are all here because of Mackie, and so I don't know if he's here, but thank you, Mackie, for bringing us in. And so moving on, we got the Mainnet 2021 talk by 0x Mackie, where it wasn't just 0x Mackie. It was I think Muni. I can't remember their names. There was a couple basically pseudo-anonymous DeFi people in there, and they were talking about decentralization, DAOs, life as an anon. And if you want to, I don't know if there's a recording of it, but Truda Hamzik, I don't know how to, I'm just going to call you Truda. Truda's notes are really good. They're on Twitter. They've basically been creating notes for different events to cover them and sort of break it down in an easy to digest format. Those are really good. So you can find a Truda, Hamzik, so TURDAHAMZIK is their Twitter username. And Sushi also launched on Arbitrum in the past week. And we also have the highest total value locked on Arbitrum of all the different DeFi platforms right now. We've got some high yielding pools such as MIM ETH, that 92% APR, and Spell ETH, 158% APR. There's some other pools in there as well. Definitely check it out if you're trying to get into the Arbitrum frontier.
Nice. Colin Nielsen, your audio might be weird. It looks like you're trying to talk. I don't think you're muted, but your audio just isn't coming through here. You didn't hear him, hey Turtle?
Okay, gotcha.
There we go. There we go.
Cool. Hey guys. Been kind of out of the loop the last 2 weeks. Just curious on the project, on the progress of Trident. Been checking out the code. Looks super sweet. Just curious when we're gonna get those weighted pools in there.
Yeah, all that stuff is it's on its way slowly here, but I think we're still kind of looking more into end of October type thing. Into October. Let's just say October. I don't want to get too excited with anything, but I don't know about Amanda. Can you share anything with there too?
Just in terms of show you specifically, or is there any
Oh, sorry, we were
Trident.
talking about Trident at this time here, but yeah, I think we're still a few weeks away yet.
Yeah, I think there's nothing that's been officially announced, but it looks like the last that we kind of heard from the entire team and we all kind of got together. It seems that both Shoyu and Trident are right on schedule, and they're actually going to be launching at very similar times. So with all like the flurry of activity on Ethereum for both of those two products, look out for the gas fees. But yeah, anyways, that's good news, right?
Sweet. Yeah, that sounds awesome. That'll be a lot of new stuff for sushi. Everyone will be hopping over, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Good work, guys.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know if you want to take this, maybe just hop in here now as we've got you, Aoki, if you want to just you kind of give us a little rundown on Shoyu and give us a little update.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good idea to just put a reminder that when Shoyu launches in the next couple of weeks. So still looking at an early October launch date, whether that be the first week of October or the second. Nothing concrete has been officially announced. This as we're finishing up testing, but as long as everything goes smoothly, I can't imagine why first week of October is impossible. But just wanted to again remind everyone this is still considered V0. So it's not a fully open platform. I guess very similar to Miso, how Miso's like original vision is to be this open factory where, anyone and everyone can make a token in 3 clicks. Similar with Shoyu, like as we build it out, we just want to, focus on getting all these features right, particularly with the searchability and the indexing features that, OpenSea has become pretty much the only solution for. So these things do take time, but we don't want to keep you guys waiting. So this V0 is really to just take the time to really highlight the beauty of the platform, the beauty of the metaverse. And, before we actually got started with kind of more concrete ideations for Shoyu, we did so many interviews with a bunch of artists and a bunch of like traditional crypto native collectors, galleries, etc. So a lot of them just wanted a space where they felt like it was a very heavily curated platform. Their art could really shine and they could have a time to be highlighted. So that's like what we're giving them. So at V0, you're going to have a 10-week time period where we really gear up for the fully open V1, which should come out exactly 10 weeks after V0 launch. And we're going to have 10 artists per week, maximum of 5 pieces per artist. They could have several editions. It could be a one-of-one. There could be just like one very special piece for Shoyu, some like more community-oriented pieces. But you'll see like a nice mix of crypto native artists, also like more famous like influencers that are new to NFTs, like very exciting, and a variety of price points, a variety of file types, and a variety of styles. So we're doing our best to make each week exciting, and we hope you guys are really excited for that. And yeah, let me know if you have any like specific questions. I'm more than happy to answer.
Yeah, cool. That all sounds great. I have like 2 questions as far as that goes. Like, with Shoyu, will there be any sort of like layer 2 solutions for that, right? Like, will there be like a way to offset gas fees on Polygon or anything like that?
Yes, exactly. So from V0, we will be multi-chain and exactly as you mentioned, Polygon. It'll be available where you can mint on Polygon and then, bridge your assets over and sell on Ethereum.
Cool. And then is there going to be like a test net, or is there a test net now? Like, well, I guess a version deployed on like a test net that the community can go kind of like play around with now, get comfortable with the platform before the official release. We can see like what metadata looks like, or just get used to the front end so that we can I guess dunk our feet in and be ready to use it quicker when it comes out.
That part is not ready just yet. I know that the back end was all completed this week. So just waiting for the front end team to finish up with the integrations. So nothing ready for that just yet, but we will be providing like, of course, some like select community members to do some testing, and also having like walkthroughs with the first week artists. That I think, yeah, 50% of those have already been announced, and the other 50% should be announced tomorrow.
Cool. Do you guys need any front end devs to volunteer some help to get that across the finish line?
Actually, yes, that would be great because we need to expand the Show You team because V0 was done with such a small group of people, and I think we've done a very good job. But if we want to really be able to take on the massive audience that has all their eyes on NFTs right now, we need to rapidly expand the team. So feel free to send me a DM and I'll look out for that.
Cool, sweet, thanks.
Amanda, will there, I don't know if this has been answered before in the past and I just forgot, but will there be like a sushi collection of sort of curated artists on Show You?
Yeah, we're still kind of brainstorming if we want to have like a dedicated week to sushi themed pieces, because we did have quite a few submissions. Like Show You applications are still available, by the way. Like we do have like more than enough artists, but yeah, feel free to still send them in. And yeah, we're still kind of thinking about it. I think it'll be a good idea to have more of like community focused week, and I guess some exciting plan that's still like in the works, but nothing's like really finalized. I think it was like a community member that gave us this idea. I can't exactly remember who, but um, they were saying that we should have a sushi archive room. So we were thinking for the metaverse, one of the upcoming rooms could be exactly that, because we have had, NFTs that were sushi themed, like the off the top of my head, the one by Illuvium, and then some other ones that are kind of not released yet, so I can't really speak on them, but those would be great to showcase in one space. So we can have this like, yeah, a way to always like get some nostalgia.
What about the pixel parties?
Well, exactly that too. Yeah, that's another good example of like a piece that would like fit perfectly in that room.
Gotcha. So I guess there's no real plans at the moment for like because I was thinking like the way Art Blocks I guess does their like curated projects and like has a big application process and filters through um, the different artists that way. But you're saying that like there's probably at the moment plans for some sort of sushi related high quality NFT gallery.
Yeah, definitely we want to do a metaverse archive gallery. Again, nothing's been like set in stone, but it's something that we've talked about that we'd like to do. We'd also like to have again like a week or two of either like a concurrent program, like a grant system where we are, getting more community artists that are making more like sushi themed NFTs, like again, like similar to the sushi birthday contest, and yeah, dedicating a week or two, I'm sure you to those like sushi themed items. But again, nothing too concrete, but we have been talking about that.
That would be really cool. Yeah, I bought like a few from Sushi NFT, like the Sushi Energy card and like the One Moon with Software Boy. I don't know, just stuff like that. Those like old school Sushi NFTs are pretty sweet. So that would be cool.
Yeah,
I
for sure,
was
people too.
I was curious. if there's like much outreach done to some of the communities that already exists about sourcing their NFTs on Show You, and if there's any outreach being done to some of the DAOs that are NFT collectors and stuff. Was just something I had curiosity about.
Yeah, I think for right now, we are going to be leveraging a lot of the other communities out there. Like, I guess I can't say specifics right now, but a lot of like the biggest gaming communities we already have partnerships with. They already have their plans of how to integrate with Shoyu, launch special NFTs on Shoyu. The problem is that with this first 100 artists, 10 of 10, we were like going to do a mix of like gaming assets and collectibles and this and that, but it doesn't really mesh well with the beautiful branding that SDL made for Shoyu. SDL is Stockholm Design Lab, like really one of the most renowned like design firms in the world. And the original vision for Shoyu, like previously speaking with each of these artists, is just to like again make beautiful, like yet simplistic yet sophisticated place for like real can I say like highly technical art to shine, and place where like things don't get like lost in the junk, let's say. So they we were thinking that for Show You, the original look of it doesn't really go well with like a lot of these newer trends like collectibles, generative art, and gaming assets. So we actually have like special UI that's currently being designed for all three of those separate verticals in the NFT space. So when those become available, then absolutely, like what you were just mentioning, we will start releasing those partnership assets for collectibles, gaming, etc.
Yeah, Maki 2 weeks ago gave us this little like a big name trading card game is going to be joining Show You, and got me all excited and thinking about what it could possibly be. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great. And just we want like all of those all of those brands to also like fit well onto Show You. So like, it is kind of funny, and it might work to see like a gaming, I don't know, like an in-game item that's a weapon on this like super bougie looking NFT platform like that, which is what Show You is. But we thought it'll just like do those pieces justice to have like a very dedicated space.
Yeah, and I love what you guys have shared so far of the aesthetic there. It does it looks quite beautiful, and I'm excited to see what it forms to be, and respect your guys' opinion on how you should release it. And I think there is this need for this kind of honorary perspective to some of this art that we're producing in this community, and yeah, to find the right way to blend it with all the NFTs will take some time, and we're pioneering.
Yeah, thanks so much.
All right, awesome. Unless anybody has any other questions they want to ask about Show You right now, I'll just move on to some of the other news we got.
And again,
All right, we got a. Oh,
just,
sorry.
just wanted to mention, yeah, just as anybody wants, like, be up here on stage. Come on up if you're even thinking about talking later on. Let's have you up here. Raise your hand anytime throughout the show here. We'll get you up so that you can, chat as you need.
Yeah, and if you don't raise your hand, we're gonna kick you. Just kidding, guys. So just moving on, we got the Sushi Suggestion Box, which is new. Is this built by the Samurais? I don't know if Pegbit or RSK, you guys want to comment on that, but it seems to be basically a suggestion box where you can go and you can post ideas, and you can also upvote. Is there a downvote? I don't know. There might be an upvote and downvote, or just an upvote. On this website, features.samurais.io. It's a great idea. It's very simple to use interface, Very clean. I like it. Oh, hey, Pickbit.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's more like a feature, like request or like page. So if anybody has like like one, so it's actually to like like guide the team with like much like better informed like product decisions. So when you go there, you can sign in with your Discord, and there are different tags. So you can like comment on UI, UX suggestions, marketing, development, like anything like like that you see fit. And then the team is going to like you guys can upload it like if you feel like there's something like you're allowed to see there. And the team has a collaborator also, they can like actually reply to it and like pretty much streamline the whole process, I would say.
Yeah, this is I didn't even know that it integrated with Discord. That's great. But this is like a lot easier of a way to sort of I guess coalesce all the discussion about like a certain feature or something, instead of having it like spread out through like 100 different places in the Discord. When you go search for discussion, we can just like make one of these threads and then easily sort of have all the discussion collected.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think like a week back, like Rachel like actually had like a new like channel creator for user testing, and there's a lot of comments getting lost, like suggestions. So I thought like why not like let's do something like this, because this will like really streamline and help the team.
Yeah,
I'll log it on.
I think
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was going to say, I think that it could be a cool way to incorporate POAPs in another way, if possible. It's just like people whose feedback lead to development of the protocol. Just another
Yeah,
way to
that'd be
show
awesome.
participation.
More POAPs, more POAPs. Yeah, that's that could be a really good thing. Any community engagement is always appreciated.
Yeah, you could add this in there. I mean, that's the place.
Losing you, homie.
You're kind of breaking up there a bit, Peg. Maybe just say that again. Repeat that.
Oh no, I was just saying like you can suggestion there. All right, it's the right place to go add it.
Yeah, kind of breaking up there, but I think you're saying that it's.
You were, but you're saying that's the perfect place to make a suggestion like that. Which yes,
Exactly.
good feedback. But I want a POAP for it, is what I'm saying.
POAP for this place specifically. Perfect.
He's holding out. He's not going to put the suggestion in until we get the POAP feature added. All right, so we're gonna just thank you, Pegbit, and all. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's perfect. Just as we with that, there was just a comment recently here about because I wanted to send this out to announcements. I'll send this across all of our airwaves, and I was just gonna like at everyone for this site. And before I do that, I just wanted to get a little temperature check based off of one of the comments here, and I know like some of the other communities feel like the at everyone, like when we're pinging everyone in the server.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, just like, is everyone cool with that? Do people dislike that? Do they like it? There is the ability to turn off all messages if that's something that you just want to come in and see. But just want a temperature check from it. For me personally, I like to have, like, if there's something in a server that's sent out to everyone, trying to I try and pay attention to those things. But if just would love to get some feedback on it, and maybe if I even build a poll or something.
Emperor Palpatine energy.
I wouldn't worry about it, man, because that's just how all the servers are going to be, and you can just right click on the server and just turn it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, agreed. I'm with you, Tangle. I appreciate it when communities and protocols do that, and the users should know they can change their notification settings on Discord.
In fact, I think in the future, if I remember this, that is, I'm going to start doing, well, maybe I'll do this, I don't know, at everybody when Sushi Forums are starting. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got like Sesh integrated, so people can click on the alarm clock and get a scheduler reminder.
Yeah,
Maybe
I do think it's better when you're like putting information in the at everyone, like a link or something like that, versus just like this event is starting.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think you guys have towed like a pretty respectful line with it. I would say that adding everyone for the forums might be a bit much, but like for some like pertinent scam information and stuff like that, like new releases, like actual stuff, I'd say that's good. But yeah, that's my opinion.
And I would just say for every person like that gets annoyed, if it was the right announcement, they'd be very grateful for it. But it's just when it doesn't affect them that they might even have a complaint. So just got to zoom out.
yeah, true.
That's
True.
so
Well
true.
said.
Yeah. Well, I think yeah, I will. I'll if you're cool with that, Peg, I will at everyone about features.samurais.io. That's a huge help for our community, and yeah, we may as well send that across the airwaves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Pegbit. And Pegbit, did you make the website, or was it a collaborative effort between like you and multiple other people, or um, I guess just like
Oh, no,
thank you to the samurais.
yeah,
Thank you,
I
Pegbit.
worked, yeah, my pleasure,
Awesome.
man.
All right, and I just got a sort of like a brief message from our local shadowy supercoder, Mudit Gupta. It says this month over 100 invalid vulnerabilities have been reported to Sushi. We triage all reports sent via any medium within hours. Reports from reliable mediums like @ImmuneFi are triaged within minutes. However, we don't have the bandwidth to respond to every invalid report. We are grateful to all white hat hackers that report potential issues, even if they might be invalid. Better be safe than sorry. I just request everyone to report potential issues via ImmuneFi. ImmuneFi does basic triaging of all issues, and that makes our life a lot easier. All right. I did not realize that. Well, I mean, I realized because I put this in here, but before I read this, I did not realize that we were getting just like overloaded with invalid vulnerability reports. And we also had a miso exploit, but the funds are Seifu. I'm sure everybody knows. But so basically, there was a supply chain attack on miso. All the funds have been recovered, and the interface code has been updated. We've taken concrete steps to fully secure access controls, and you can see the post-mortem. I'll post it in the AMA text questions channel if you want to read that. And then V0 Show You launches October. We talked about that. 10 artists launching over 10 weeks. And we also had the Sushi Birthday Art Contest. First place is Mochi NFT. Second place is FejKGG, FEJKGG. Don't know how to say it. Third place is Neron Minus, aka Thehathus. The winning piece by Mochi will be fractionalized and auctioned off on Miso as the official Sushi first anniversary NFT early in October. And keep an eye out on Twitter for the exact date and time for that. And you can read sort of that post in the Sushi Swap medium talking about the sushi artists. And just briefly talking about the Onsen AMAs, we got a Barn Bridge AMA tomorrow at 1600 UTC.
Yeah.
Tango, is that they do like synthetics, basically, like synthetic derivatives?
Yeah, still kind of doing my research on them, but yeah, seems like there's derivatives and volatile, or hedging against derivatives and whatnot. So looking forward to having a chat with them tomorrow and finding out all about that. Yeah, should be cool. And then earlier today we just and I see Joe's Junction here. Mars 4 was earlier today, and I will have the I'll have that up on the Sushi official YouTube here shortly after the forum here. I'll have both of these put up today. So
awesome.
Yeah, that one was cool as well. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So what is the Mars? Is it? It's like a game or NFT type.
Kind of an
thing?
NFT like crossbreed of something like Decentraland versus like Alluvium or Axie on Mars. Voila. And yeah, it seems like it's actually going to the Explorer. If you go to their website and go on the Explorer, you can like have a whole globe of Mars. Oddly enough, Mars is not flat. Weird. It's actually yeah. I don't know. So, anyways, whether I don't know what to make of it, but anyways, you can you can. Spin the globe around and check out different spots and buy, and find the piece that you want to get to, and yeah, it seems like a really cool project, and yeah, just get to Mars.
Yeah.
Get to Mars.
We'll see where it goes. The growth is the journey is the goal.
Yeah, and yeah, there's also some your NFTs can generate some yield and whatnot. Yeah.
So
you talk about spinning the. Sorry, Turtle.
No. You go ahead.
You talk about spinning the globe around, Tangle. Did you demo the site and the platform in the AMA such that it might show up in the YouTube?
No, we run into this issue with stages. You cannot. I don't think you can do video.
It's a limit. Yeah, it's a limit on any video call in Discord. There's like I don't know, like 20 user limit or something like that in terms of how many people can view and like receive the stream of the video stream of a video call. But there's no limit for audio.
It's a cap for Discord's platform. That makes sense.
Would be amazing. Would love that though, because just being able to screen share even when projects come on. Just to be able for them to be able to screen share and like show things that they want to show, like that would be so cool.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
I'm thinking about like obviously not to like something like OBS to support the YouTube replay, but that's not fair to everyone showing up in the chat at the time.
Yeah, I could definitely add to the YouTube video. Like I could just plug in whatever I want to do. Yeah, that's we could do that too, but
I'd rather just pay Discord.
Go ahead, Turtle.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I'd rather just pay Discord. Like they really like.
That's what I'm thinking. Come on, Discord, you got to get on that.
I should be about them pushing a watch along type service.
Not really.
Yeah. Someone sent me an article.
Yeah, interesting. All right, so I want to get to some of these proposals because I've been out for like 2 weeks, but when I'm looking at the forum, it seems like we've got a lot of talk going on right now.
A lot of chatter. Turtle, we do have one of them I'd just like to touch on here right away if we can.
That's the Masked DAO.
Yeah, let's chat with them if we can. We've got Sujian on with us, and appreciate you coming up today.
Oh, he's already up here. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Tango and everyone here? It's been a while since, not really a while, 2-3 weeks since our AMA, right? Really, yeah.
2 or 3 weeks in crypto is like, I don't know, it's years.
Years. Yeah, our team right now, several guys in your city for the mainnet. And for those who don't know what is Mass Network and Mass DAO, I want to share probably what we're doing for 1 minute. So I think you all read the news like, Twitter going to integrate Bitcoin, Lightning Network. You just think like Mask is much more open than that. Mask is, building the bridge between the Web 2 and Web 3, and we're, multi-chain, and we support everything we think in Web 3. So you can buy aping a token on Sushi, just see it, $ Sushi on Twitter, just buy it, and you can just airdrop some NFT and change that into your avatar PFP, and you can store a file on Filecoin and Arweave. Which last week we just announced an investment, but it's actually another kind of token swap between Filecoin Foundation, Protocol Lab, and MassDAO. And it just feels like bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. I think it definitely something related have synergy with Sushi. We got this social file lines that people can aid on Twitter, and it gives them reward. So that's basically the Mask network. The token is Mask, and there's a DAO, MassDAO, hold a lot of treasury token. I think I briefly discussed this with Tango before. We saw the member Maki and other member in the community about potential token swap. And we also saw there's a proposal from the Olympus DAO, very cool. We learned a little bit from their proposal. Say, hey, okay, we can definitely do a token swap to deeper the partnership. Yeah, so that's basically the story. Yeah.
How? Oh, you go, Magic.
I was just going to I'm pretty sure, but I just want to make sure, I guess.
Yeah.
Mask DAO is separate, is not related to hash masks, right?
Yeah, definitely. No. I mean, we personally, I love hash masks. I got like lot. It's not. It's the
crazy they
token. Yeah.
Did,
No, I mean
they stole your name. I mean, I like hash masks too.
It's open, yeah. So I don't mind. I don't mind the goddamn name. I think the mask is a pretty strong icon thing. Like in the COVID, in past COVID world, post COVID world. So yeah, mask. Our mask token is the one that if you search CMC, probably gets 341. We're the one around
encrypted communication.
Yeah, we're the one. Yeah, we're the one around 200, rank 200 something, and list on I think most of the exchange. Yeah, still early in crypto because the DAO is established around 8 months ago, in early this year. But this project's been a while for 4 years, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Orion, did you have a question you wanted to ask?
Yeah, I was just going to ask on how they route their trades and if there'd be any possibility in the strategic partnership to get more volume going through SushiSwap in particular.
Yeah, there's several things we can do. First, well, I have to admit that in some OG pair like ETH USDC. Uni got way better liquidity, and there's other people trying to aggregate a 0x 1 inch. So we don't really say, hey, user have to buy on Sushi, and we don't charge. I know MetaMask swap charge 0.875 something. We don't charge. We just try to get best price. But we are also open for multi-chain. So we're on Polygon, BSC, Arbitrum. We're launching partner with Arbitrum as well. We're waiting for Optimism. Also, we have supported XDAI. So all these chain we're on there, and a lot of people just do random degen thing with mask. Just imagine that you got $100 and you just want to say, hey, I aping something and I double it, right? So I want to airdrop $100 to my friends on Twitter. And then your friend got that thing on that chain. They want to sell it, or they want to buy something new, like aping a new strategy or whatever. Sushi is, one of the best because it's on everywhere. I think that's one of your strategy, right? And we love to, route to that thing. That thing, I think, in our Max 2.0, user can choose their best swap. Yeah. And another thing I want to mention is in very early days, not really too much, like last year, last year, like November something, we had a partnership with Mirror Team, Do Kwon, Mirror Terra Luna Team. They got this synthetic stock. They're pretty cool. So we just say, hey, okay, what if we just do a Tesla sale? It is a test trial. We don't promote it, so SEC don't knock, right? But it was very fun pre-sale for test trial for the Mirror Tesla thing. That was on TerraSwap. They gonna multi-chain, and there's a lot of multi-chain synthetic stock thing. I think the good thing of Sushi is it's really decentralized. When we pitch other decks about the stock token, usually it's a little bit frightening. They just don't want to, just even though they probably got liquidity, they just don't want us to support it, and we respect their opinion. We're our infrastructure is completely decentralized. So if you search, TSLA Tesla, $ Tesla, or for now Mirror Tesla, you're gonna just have all the options, and then you can buy it, right? That part, I think Sushi is really strong. I think a lot of things they not 100% compliant really want to launch on Sushi rather than other decks. Yeah. Yeah. So I love to send links. I'm not sure Tango got links with our forum proposal. I love to share links in the group, and I think we just can, everyone can leave the comment. And we also have a potential token swap in discussion with Bitcoin, which is also very related because a lot of functionalities like Xiaoyu, for example, Xiaoyu potential integration. I think Ben is the guy helping us, and there's a lot of anonymous contributor from Bitcoin community is willing to finish this integration. So in general, we're we got the same goal, and love to hear opinion from the Sushi community about the potential token swap. Yeah.
Tell me about the number that you're targeting, like $2 million in value for using the TWAP. Why 2 million?
Yeah, we can start small, but I think the FTV of Twitter, FTV of you guys are great, and we also have 1 billion fully diluted version, and almost 20-30% is in the DAO. So that's relatively number that we think it matters. And Filecoin didn't release the number, but it's not that large, but it's similar size. Yeah, but we're really flexible. Yeah, there's no specific reason why it's 2 instead of 1.5 or 1.2. But I think we start from something chill, but we're really flexible on that. Yeah, and I think for the DAO token swap, we both understand that we're going to be locking the DAO for a pretty long time just to get a strong relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking I don't know, are you guys open to using Sablier as part instead of having it all be at once and then just locked up, it is vested over, I don't know, 2 years maybe.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I think ERC20 token can do a lot of magic. Yeah, definitely, it's fine. Yeah.
And just because I haven't had the opportunity to read into the tokenomics for Mask, could you sort of talk about the tokenomics and
so Mask is the sure. So we do have VC, we do have VC back, to be clear, not too much, but several one APing. They invested in the beer market, and the largest sale of Mask is the initial Twitter offering, which is something like IDO, but it's on Twitter, and it's compatible with all the other IDO platforms. So just think about people aping on Twitter, new token on Twitter. The token economy of mask. It's a governance token, and we will never do buyback or these things like that. And it's really crucial to the mask style and mask network because we got like 20, actually already got 20 plus, and there's around 30-40 decentralized application waiting to be launched on Twitter. There are several examples, such as remember Jet Dorsey, he sold his first tweet as an NFT 3 months ago, right? And that's something we supported and invested. It's Costain, they're building on Mask. There's also wild idea, like there's a guy from Loot, they want to build turn Loot into animated pet on your Twitter profile page. So people can build whatever they want on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. We haven't go to YouTube yet, but that's the key of Mask. And in order to build something, you have to stake the Mask. But now it's still in the early testing. So if really talk to the team, we just say, hey, we're going to waive the requirement because usually people, independent developer, don't really have money to do that. But later on, you're going to have to use the Mask token to run it and integrate that. And also, it's going to be the governance token. It is the governance token of the Mask DAO. The example will be like initial Twitter offering, ITO. There are several people already applied, and we got several ITO already. One bad example is the O3. Remember 600 million hack? It is the project is launched on Twitter through the initial Twitter offering. We're decentralized, so our community think, okay, this is a good team. They vote yes on the ITO. Well, it turns out it is quite successful on TVL. There's other people doing other things, use Mask to build on top. So the easy way to understand is you burn Ethereum as gas to build on top of Ethereum, right? To write smart contract. And we're building the bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. And obviously, Twitter, Instagram won't allow you to do random thing on top. But we have this infra, so you do whatever you want, but you just deal with the Mask token. And if you want to do something, it's going to be a voting. That's the token economy. Yeah. For the token price or other things, probably the Sushi community also wondering. It's launched around 7 months ago, and I think most of the private investor is really long term. You can see from the on-chain data, right? And those who are dumped already unlocked, and I think they're left. And so it's pretty okay right now. We still need to grow the user, so we haven't incentivized the user for using Mask on Twitter. It's all natural growth. So for now, like 20-30K DAU, they just do all the random thing. And for the social file lines, we did more incentive. It's on the Polygon, it's on Matic. The example will be DHT. It's a decentralized eToro, right? So if you follow a DJ Master's Twitter and he got a strategy, you want to AP like him, the first 100 trade something we do airdrop some Mask for this DeFi trader. We did something similar to that on Sushi, but we plan to do larger growth later on. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so when people can deploy sort of, I don't know if you would call them contracts or if it's like a add-on.
Decentralized applet. Yeah.
Oh, you call it, okay, so you still call it DApp. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Decentralized DApp.
Yeah.
So is it essentially almost like you can build like plugins for your browser that are communicating with the Mask layer that is then connected to the Ethereum balances?
You can view it that way, yes. And we provide a framework, right? So think about like, hey, a social token. The reason I think social token is not so high right now is it is super hard and even impossible to connect that to Twitter and then like, or the social media. They just don't give you API, and we don't use API, and we have a framework. So you can say hold my social token. So then you can unlock my tweets. Then you can claim my NFT drop, and then you can sell my social token on Twitter. Sorry, on Twitter page using Sushi. Right. It is middleware that we can construct the Lego for. It's hard to describe. Both DeFi and social, and also like some NFT together. But usually, people want to use that because for public, for general public, it is hard to just CoinGecko token ticker and then remember and then just go back and buy it and buy NFT. It's nearly impossible. Yeah, so we got a lot of not so smart user, but they're really interesting, and they trade, they do random stuff. Yeah.
It's really
And,
interesting.
yeah.
It's really exciting to get to really have sort of the Web 2, Web 3. Oh, sorry, I just hit my mic. Integration that is a real integration. Like you said, like with the social token, because you're encrypting your social media with the mask network, you can then make people need to hold your token to read your Twitter and Facebook or things like that. That's really interesting. You don't even have to, like, we don't have to build a new social media platform. We can just build on top of the social media platforms that we're using. It's really really interesting. And so I don't know, I mean, I feel like I've been talking a lot. Is sort of, I'm pretty comfortable with the proposal as I see it. If there's like something along the lines of 2-year vesting, I think sounds good.
I was just curious on how you're able to do cross-chain trading in a decentralized manner, and also how your protocol generates revenue.
I think it is still very hard for cross-chain trading because, it is generally not our job. There's infrastructure and like CLRC bridge and I would say O3, the poly network was infra, right? And there's other infra. I'd say 80% of them got hacked, right? And so we just integrate the safest one and try to don't really get the general user get fooled or hacked. In my opinion, for the NFT and social token, it's generally gonna have to be on layer 2. Otherwise, just when we, for example, today we got the time NFT, right? The gas was 10K, and when we launched the mass token on Twitter, because it's Twitter, so there's a lot of people just aping, and there's a lot of people just they just bought their first Ethereum to buy mask, and the gas was 4,000. These are bad examples for the public chain. So I don't have a solution. I think we're just going to integrate as much chain as possible and be safe on the cross-chain options. There's another option we can do is the Fiat on-ramp. I think you guys heard of Transact. There's other Fiat on-ramp available as well. So these are the Fiat on-ramp aggregator. They provide a cool SDK. It's a pure web-based SDK. We integrate that on Twitter. So if you have mask extension, you're gonna search a token like mask, $mask, and $ETH. You can just buy from your credit card and debit card. For the state, for US user, only debit card. So these are our examples. You can just Fiat on-ramp directly on layer 2 on mask, and then do some DJing later on or buy some NFT. Yeah. The revenue is now as I said, for now we won't. If you really apply for waiver of the mask fee, we're just gonna waive it. Descent we didn't charge them because they had the cool Jet.cc thing. There's other thing like D-Head, we didn't charge them. But later on, we're gonna, hey, if you're a developer and you want to do a stuff about social token or anything, and you don't want to just start from scratch, and we have this like 20K certificate DAU, just say, hey, you want to build something on Mask, we will grant the developer, but they will still have to pay this like a good example will be like the Apple license, right? But it's a similar thing. Yeah. So that's what be the revenue generating from. Yeah. And we won't censor the content. The DAO will be say, hey, if it's super bad, we just delete the thing from the index, but we won't censor content. Yeah. So there's, from what I know, we're the largest Bitcoin developer group besides Ethereum, I guess. Yeah. Besides Ethereum and any public chain, if you think about application, we're the largest developer groups there. There's around 30, 40. They're doing random thing. Yeah, there's around 20 already integrated on Twitter and through Mask. Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I don't want to cut off the discussion too short, but also we do have other proposals to talk about as well. But I mean, I want to encourage, if everybody has something that they want to say right now, still on topic, do so now. Please. But if not, I want to encourage everybody to definitely go into the forums and read the proposal for the token swap with MaskDAO. Vote on the poll. Put your thoughts in comments, and then we can move it to a snapshot and start to get the ball rolling on inter-DAO swaps, because that's I think DAO token swaps between DAOs that are going to basically ally with each other in one sense is very important. But that's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, and just leave the comment to the proposal on forum, please. And I think we have several community members who can reply, or there's several cool screenshot and videos about people aping using sushi on Twitter. Yeah, and I'd love to share these as well later in the forum. Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Fujian, you're totally fine to stay up here. I just want to thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
Really nice of you.
Yeah, thank you, Tango and Magic. Yeah,
yeah,
and everyone here.
Thank you for popping in, and appreciate these, all these kind of proposals that are coming in from, from other communities. It's wonderful to see, and encourage all of this.
So I had two other proposals that I wanted to touch on. We can touch on them, maybe not as long as we went over the MaskDAO, but still talk about them. So the first one is a proposal to develop a compensation structure for core devs and core contributors. It says there are concerns that the core dev team and core contributors, team members beyond devs, are not being properly compensated. A few of us in the general channel thought rather than create a compensation proposal, we should begin by gauging interest in creating a compensation proposal. There is massive differentiation of opinions and knowledge about appropriate levels of compensation for the core devs and core contributors. However, there is significant agreement that team members should be handsomely compensated for their efforts. So yeah, this is more me like asking the community, like, and obviously like the best people to comment on this would be the core contributors, core devs. I don't think I see any in here right now, but do we think that our core team members are not getting paid properly?
It's a weird one, man. Usually, they would ask for a raise, not the community.
It is weird. I don't know if this is a sentiment that sprung out of people being concerned when they saw Xerox Mackey step down to like an advisor role. I don't know if that is like where
When people figured out, how much he had allocated, they thought it was a little
oh,
unfair
that's
how
right.
low it
Yes,
was.
that's right. And
That's all.
Bantag even like retweeted that whole thread, and that got attention. Because the numbers as it stands are that the core contributors own I think less than 1% of total sushi. Which it's like I don't even know what that number should be. Like I don't think it should be less than 1%. But 5%? Is it 3%?
Well, especially considering the team's expanded to like almost 20 people. I don't know how many that's including. I feel like that's gravely low. I know that there's multiple comments, like both the 1% thing and the thread that you referenced, and then I guess one news we forgot to mention is Joseph DeLong was on Up Only TV, and in there he also commented on how he was not that he wasn't well compensated for his job, and like I felt I like took in that interview, like I kind of felt how much of a burden and how much he pushes and how ideologically, like how it's driven in his ideology and create in what he wants to create and be part of. So that kind of strengthened my belief that that there seems to be some inequity, and especially when you compare it to some of the blatant self-payment that goes on in some of the other big chains, especially the ghost chains. Um, yeah, it's not even comparable.
I think Kino mentioned it's like 0.8% or something, like to be precise. So like less than 1%, yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how much it's related, but I know that like some contributors have left sushi in terms of participation, or at least stepped away. I mean, a lot of them still are involved. I'm like specifically thinking of like Boring and stuff, who's working on the Spell project in Meme, which runs through Kashi, so it's still kind of related, but um, we need to like we need to think about retention of some of the quality team that we have. However, it's done. Like it could kind of go back to the same thing we were talking about in the Phantom Troop Raise, where some sort of synthetic option kind of thing, where based on the protocol's performance, they get a bonus, or hell, I mean the DAO could vote on giving just like it's been a year, we're a year old. Let's give some vote on some bonuses to some of the people who've really poured their sweat and tears into this project.
Another thing that might be coming into play here too is depending on when certain people were brought on to the team, and depending on their choice of whether to be compensated in sushi or compensated in stable or however, depending on when they came on, that price has been like the sushi price has been quite a bit lower. Therefore, compensation, as we go along here, has been a little bit different than hasn't really been stable per se. So I think entry point on that could be a little bit of a concern as well. I'm not 100% on those things, but I could see that being like that could be a little bit of a weight there as well. So it's an interesting conversation. yeah, I'd like to get some more input from the community on it, and like you say, even some of the devs that are maybe feeling that way.
I don't want to hog up too much space, but just the idea of skin in the game is so important to people's. I mean, even if they are ideologically driven, which will be more important than an external reward, just having investment is important, in my opinion.
Maki also mentioned about like potential poaching problems. They were like going on and stuff, like how he was handling it. I think like last forum call, I'm not sure. Yeah. So yeah, I totally agree. Like they should really have like a skin in the game. I think the main issue is like we don't have like something similar to like stock options or anything for like early contributors like in Davos. So yeah, something like our like Orange said should be like, yeah, I think like the committee should step forward for something like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, like it's sort of between this thing where it's like should we be increasing compensation? Yes or no? Should we be and by compensation I mean like dollar compensation? And should we be increasing sushi allocation or some sort of maybe yearly bonus that is in sushi?
I think like the one we had for like the discussions we had for Phantom Troop from like Uma and all that stuff, we could accommodate ideas from that, I feel, because there's still like some forward thinking approaches rather than just giving away like sushi allocation, performance based and like where token is at that point. Like I think that would make much more like logical point.
Yuma uses their UDAO, which is
But again, yeah, it's related to money, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of noise around it.
Yuma does the dividend that rewards, I guess, whatever, the success token. And as they get more integrations and like as their goals get pushed on forward and people do stuff, they get
But
paid
the problem
back.
is this, like our contributors is like top notch right now. So it's if they don't have skin in the game, like I'm not saying like it's easy to poach, but they would like not feel like much reward staying here, like wanting to retain here, because there are like a lot of ghost chains and like a lot of protocols like ready to pay like a large share of tokens they have to launch, and getting like experience like our team from here, like a protocol like us would be like huge for them. So our core team definitely needs like more skin in the game. Like 0.8%, I think it's really like super low.
I'm curious. The thought that came to my head there was just that, like, I definitely do want our core team members to be compensated more competitively. But I also worry about like how that might backfire or like might negatively impact their lives if like all of a sudden, because somebody owns 2 or 3% of the tokens, oh well, this is no longer a decentralized project, clearly, or I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's probably a little bit silly to worry about.
Yeah, how much does SBF own of Sushi?
Yeah.
Should definitely pull them into this conversation, though.
Right now, like the tweet I read from Kino was like 0.8%, and I think the core team is like 24 right now. And Maki had like a large share, like from like the proposals. So yeah, it's pretty much like 0.8 minus what Maki was rewarded from the community. So I think that's like a really smart percentage, right? Also, we have to consider this. Like right now, we're like $1 billion like protocol. So there are like like companies like who have like 600 million market cap. Like I'm speaking like TradeFi, but like who have 600 million market cap, and like the salary of like equivalent or like a CEO or like what, like for example, larger, like than what, like, I mean, we're not like a small project anymore. We're like a lot. So I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, why would they would like think like that? What Ariane was mentioning about like up only and all that stuff. I mean, it's something that we have to think about.
Yeah, I mean, like the issue is that, like, and I don't know if this is necessarily the case for the company you're talking about, but Sushi hasn't done any raising of funds to act as the treasury. The treasury is the Sushi, and we just sort of ration that out to the developers. And so if we had some way to like I don't know if maybe Olympus Pro is the answer here to do bonds, or if the success tokens, I mean, like that whole success token thing that happened I don't know, a month ago or something. It's a really shame, a big shame that it wasn't able to be pushed forward, in my opinion. But we need a way to raise stable coins and in exchange sell out Sushi from the treasury, to then have just, a treasury that we can then guarantee some sort of salary to people, essentially. That's how I feel.
That's why I was gonna I mean, we'd been talking in the past few weeks about treasury management, and I think there's various really safe strategies where we can be using the treasury to earn yield on like not super big yields, they'd be small yields, but they'd be in USDC, which could be work as both a diversification and as a non-sell pressure reward. I was planning on writing something up sometime soon.
Wait, sorry, I sort of got lost in that.
So basically, borrowing, a lot of it would be borrowing stable coins on Sushi, for Sushi, in order to generate USDC yields.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So, sort of the bento box strategy stuff, except maybe even a little bit further, where it's leveraging as well, a little bit.
Yuma would love to talk to you about that stuff. They really would.
Sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say that's exactly what the range token does.
Yeah.
Put up your Sushi for
yep.
eCoin.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's all I have to say.
Oh well. Thank you for coming up. Yeah, I'm still a little bit sort of fuzzy on, I don't know, I guess it's just the regulation is still up in the air, and people are still sort of a little apprehensive, because we were very close to basically launching a range token and having that roll out. But
I've been I
think the regulations came in like because we were dealing with like VCs and like raising money. But if it's like something internal, I don't think that would be a problem.
Yeah, you just
because we did give exposure to like outsiders, like on that, like when we were discussing that, like we were trying to like raise funds, right?
You could basically borrow against the treasury using their contract, and
we could, yeah, you can also do that. But I mean, if everyone's a good actor, then it doesn't matter. If somebody's a bad actor, then it hurts extra. But I mean, I think this is a good topic to discuss, especially with somebody like maybe Joseph, if we can get him in on the conversation. Somebody like Omakase or Jiro, or Kino, or Mudit. That'd be good to get their perspectives on it. I think it should be a good topic to revisit next week as well.
Yeah,
I had another proposal here that's just Keisha Club Sushi Journalists proposal.
Here, just before we maybe get into that one, Turtle, if we just keep going here, just back to like Levex's. I spoke with Levex last night. I wanted him to come to the forum, but of course, time zones aren't always the best for for everyone. Anyway, with speaking with him, he was just basically, I just wanted to be able to like deliver some sort of a message for him, and I'll try my best to, kind of deliver what his sentiment was here. But like for the most part, like him returning or wanting to return the funds for for his contributions. The idea is to like sushi is a community first protocol, and by returning the funds, he hoped that he would like inspire others to help contribute from like the community side, and like just inspire more community engagement and development, showing that like it's not about the money, it's about what we're doing, what we're building, because we love the sushi, right? Simple as that. And I think that's like kind of what he's trying to instill with this, is that this is about community, and it's not about money, it's not about anything, it's about building cool shit. And yeah, I hope that that's like kind of speaking on his behalf here for that. But I think that's that's a pretty cool way of looking at it. Like, yeah, I'm super stoked to hear that.
Interesting, yeah. I hear that. It's very, I mean, it's very admirable to be trying to give back the money. Just for anybody who's out of the loop, Levex was the developer who basically created a proposal to head up the show you, and the proposal passed, and I don't know. I think he's getting like I don't know how much, like some amount of sushi. I don't want to quote a number that's wrong. And he posted on Twitter that he wants to return the money. He doesn't want compensation anymore. It was a reversal, and it sort of threw some people off. People were confused as to what was going on, but he seems like he's thought about it.
My understanding is that he had both a salary, and then he got a grant for show you, but I could be off base. And it was just a grant.
I think he doesn't have any salary. Like, there was like an earlier tweet from him like a few months back when he stepped down from like a full-time contributor because of like like he didn't want to like stress him out. Like, he was like super packed. So and he mentioned like during the initial proposal after 35,000 sushi that it was like just like a fraction of his annual salary. So I'm not sure if he was getting paid a salary at that point.
My mistake. I didn't hear about that.
All right, but I mean,
yeah, I mean, really, that's just to kind of provide a little bit of light and clarity on that. I wanted him on last week, but yeah, that's just a little bit of a message from him. I hope I summarized that right. We'll follow up I'll follow up with the community if if that wasn't really the best way to align that, or if there's anything further with it. But yeah, just seems like a super admirable guy, and excited with the contributions towards Show You and what's all happening there. I think everyone here is very excited to see that launch and watch it progress.
Yeah, Levex, we appreciate all your contributions, and we look forward to everything in the future from you. And we'll keep the stables on a rain check, just in case. You never know.
Yeah, much respect to him for reinforcing the community-based driven effects and just contributing, being a part of, as being the destination, kind of like you referenced earlier, that the journey is the destination where Yeah, just there's we're doing something magical, something uh, world changing, and just to be a part of that should be a pretty big motivation for most people.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just having community engagement from whatever side of it, as little or as big as it can be. Maybe somebody here in this room, in this call right now, has already got an idea for the next thing that's going to, launch sushi into the stratosphere, some new protocol type platform that can be, bolted on to the, act as like, well, I shouldn't say bolted, but Legoed on to, what's happening here. And that's how this is all going to work. It's ideas, even just like Pegbit here, for example, with, features.samurai.io. That's there just goes to show like what, community driven things can happen. And like, I think that there's a very good, like, it's likely that that's going to get integrated into like the main website as well. Like it only makes sense. There it is. Like that.
Yeah, we should make a section for the Sushi Forum to just check back in with the features.samurais.
Yeah, even that. So yeah, and there it is. Like just all this kind of community driven stuff that's going to happen here. Like we're all here. We can all make that happen, and super excited to see with whatever things can come.
All right, so this is just because this turned out to be a long forum. This will be the last proposal that we talk about today. But we got the Keisha Club Sushi Journalist proposal, multi-authored by Truda, Hamzik, and Kirby, with inputs from Maka, HHK, Pegbit, Tangle, and Riley. And so, hold on, sorry, I'm just clicking. So the summary, the crypto space moves at a rapid pace. Full-timers in the industry sometimes struggle to keep up. This makes summarized and organized information very valuable. I am proposing to create a subgroup under the Samurai's umbrella known as the Keisha Club, aka Journalist Club. Motivation, Sushi's core team interviews and presentations, weekly AMAs, and forum sessions contain a trove of information which many people overlook as they may not have time to listen to the podcasts. The goal is to make that information readily available and easily digestible. This would keep everyone constantly updated on Sushi's ecosystem and new protocols that decide to participate in the MISO and Onsen program. So I believe that this basically sets up a funding sort of account, and for every sort of recap or article that is posted by this Sushi Journalist Club, there's a certain amount of set compensation. Like I think Truda writes here, 5,000 USDC per month to the Keisha Club. Journalists will only be paid according to the work they do. For short notes, and these are just, I don't know if these are like totally concrete numbers. I actually think they should be maybe raised up a little bit, but these are the numbers that they wrote down. For Truda, short notes for any podcast interview and infographics, 100 USDC per podcast note, 150 USDC any visual/product recap. And then Kirby writes detailed weekly articles with infographics would be 500 USDC per article. And it would also include recaps and summaries of Sushi Forum and AMAs and interviews. I think this is a great idea. I don't know if any of you have been reading Truda's sort of notes that they have been posting over the past 2 weeks when I was on vacation. It was definitely helping me, for sure. And I think their notes are just excellent. They're basically on top of the ball like every single day, it feels like. And it's really just very concise and accurate information that they're putting out there.
Yeah, super.
I don't know what you guys think about the compensation numbers. Or sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Tangle.
All good. Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm super supportive of Truda. He's been kind of to be perfectly honest, the inspiration for, kind of getting this whole samurai initiative set into place. One of his early proposals was to create just like a little chat bot, and obviously that's grown into what the samurai is now, and what things can grow in the future. So I'm really pleased to see him engaging with this kind of under the samurai umbrella. And yes, the those summaries are amazing, and I've seen a few things from Kirby as well, and there's like a lot of great stuff there, along with Wasabi News. Is it wasabinews.com or .io? Oh boy.
.com.
Yeah, .com. So wasabinews.com. If you haven't been there, like that's a sweet place to go just to get dialed in with sushi. And again, there's another community-driven thing, community participant essentially, and like let's just get involved. So to me, this one's a very big yes. And even if people are gonna just not come to the AMAs anymore, not listen to me ramble on and just go see the summaries, that's maybe what's going to happen. And I'm in support of it anyways. It's a fantastic piece to the puzzle here, and fully in support of it.
Yeah, I think I'm like totally bullish on this too. Truda has been really instrumental, like from the beginning, and like a lot of good ideas and like a lot of like inputs. And yeah, these notes are like super digestible, and not just that. Like I think it's going to have like a lot on like empowering, making users like understand like what's going on here. Like people who are not able to make it into the AMAs or forums. So yeah, totally bullish on this.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, like I said, like it legitimately absolutely kept me informed on sort of what was going on over the past 2 weeks when I was just sort of unplugged. Hopefully we can get them on maybe next week, and Truda and Kirby, and we can try to get this going as fast as possible, because I just think, just for the work that I have seen Truda do, I haven't seen too much from Kirby. Not to say that they haven't done anything, just that I haven't seen it. Is absolutely worthy of compensation and reward, and elevating them. So yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, sweet. I don't know about timeline. I think time zone might be a bit tricky for Truda. But
is it? Okay.
Let's see.
Maybe we can get Kirby, if not Truda.
Yeah. I think also this also like kind of bridges like like for people like I see a lot of community members who want to like take part in translations, like stuff like that, like so a lot of community members can actually step in, like since this is like grant that's going like topped up every month, and they're getting paid like based on the instance. So I think like a lot of community engagement like can also happen from this. Like this would be like a perfect bridge in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm really supportive of this. It inspired me to just want to contribute more myself, and I want to look deeper into Coordinate. I haven't looked too deep into Coordinate, but that seems to be like one of the few frameworks that we have with this stuff, and it works on so many levels, both on creating brand identity, creating attachment, network effect, marketing, getting into other niches. Just the more different people we can get who are contributing, it just has a ripple effect, in my opinion. So I think this is great.
All right, I think. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, Zappa. I don't know if you were
That's all
saying
good.
something.
I'd just say, I too would like to find a little niche I can get in and maybe contribute more around here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's all sorts of opportunities.
You're into music quite a bit. You may or may not play the guitar.
Yeah, it is true.
Yes, maybe what if you build some riffs for like intros to shows and outros?
Yeah, why not?
Sushi Forum campfire songs.
Yeah.
We'll auction it off on Show You.
Keisha, the karaoke committee, KKK.
Oh jeez. Oh, this guy.
This guy.
Gary, quit it.
All right. Well, if anybody's got any last topics that they want to bring up, or comments, questions, concerns, riddles, this is a
Hey,
good time.
did we talk about the community enabled analytics proposal? I'm not sure because like
we have not. Yeah, I wanted to bring that one up as well. Do you think we should talk about it this week, or do you think we should wait till next week because it's going
yeah,
well?
maybe we can prolong it. Yeah, it's like a detailed proposal. Yeah, I think we should talk about it next week.
Yeah, it's definitely worth going to the forums and reading and looking at. If anybody's listening, it's a very detailed proposal with like background as well in terms of past work that they're referencing. It's pretty interesting. For sure.
Wasn't this a proposal that actually like caused like a lot of drama in Uniswap? Like a few months back.
Oh,
It just flip side, right? I think it's flip side. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it is like you remember like a few months back there was like a lot of drama about a
they had
proposal
the
posted there, a VC backed proposal. So yeah, I think this is something we should discuss in detail next week. Not rush through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Pegbit. That one slipped my mind. Okay, awesome. Yes, anybody else got anything that they want to bring up? Don't feel shy. All right. Well, this has been a fantastic Sushi Forum this week. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I want to thank Tangle, Pegbit, Orion Muir, Colin, Zappa, Crypto Bunker, everybody who came out and participated. Thank you. You guys are what make the sushi community what it is. And yeah, I will see you guys next week.
Wicked deal. Thank you. And yeah, again, thanks everyone. And just to instill that like community aspect here. And yeah, we want everybody to be involved. And again, remember any of these forums, if we're going to host them on the AMA stage, raise your hand, get up on stage, be up here. See all of you down there and in the audience. And we want to make this like a complete, everybody could be up at the top if we really wanted to, but as you want, we just want to make this super open and want to ensure that it isn't like a gated thing here. You put your hand up, you're coming up here. So yeah, just looking through and seeing a lot of different names. I see Nick Jr. Shout out to Nick Jr. who made the adaption after continuously just kept calling him that. So yeah, cool deal. Alrighty. That's it from me, everyone. Thanks.
Wow.
Peace, everyone.
Take it easy.